Okay. Um, I want to quickly take you through these land tech assignment that was given. So this is an open spreadsheet here. The first thing to do is to understand what the very basic questions are, or what the issue is, and what you have been given. So in this case, one of the first things I want to do is to read through. The assignment says a company has 15 clients and they offer 5 services. And these services are domain name registration, web hosting, cloud backup, corporate training, and IT support services. Then they began to give us the details of all the various trading costs. Okay, that's what it. And then they now ask that the final task: design a spreadsheet, a service and income table spreadsheet. So I'm going to first of all start by calling this a service and income table spreadsheet. I'll make this a little, uh, zoom it up a little so that I can see service and income table spreadsheet. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to look at what they have told us. 15 companies having 5 services. So I'm going to put here service costs. Okay, all right. I can expand these to accommodate that, right? Service costs. So the first one they say is domain name registration. And that domain name registration, from what they say, is a flat rate. If you look at it, it says flat rate of $19 per annum. So I'll call it domain name registration. Okay, now this costs, this is opening into uh, two cells. So I'm going to merge that together, merge and center. I can see that so that it's filling only one place. I can reduce the font size a little. Okay, and what is the amount? $19. Let me leave that as $19. The next one is web hosting, and the web hosting has multiple services, right? So I'm going to write web hosting. Okay, and it says annual hosting. Okay, annual web hosting, annual web hosting. Okay, now this one as well. I will also merge and center it because it is, in fact, let me do this. Domain name registration, I will come and use, I like using, this is my own figure, my company, this thing. I'll use this, fill it, that, and I make the filling to be white, okay, so that the amount is there. So this web hosting as well is a service, so I'm going to do the same as well for it, okay. And because it's going to have more than one, I'll also merge and center this one, but I will make sure it's on this side. So here are the, under sub whatever, under it, basic plan, okay. I want them to be the same, so I'm going to merge this one as well, okay, and I'm going to let it be on this side. Basic basic plan is $45. Okay, I'll merge and center this one too. There's an easier way to do that by coming here to look at this thing called copy formatting. If I do that and I just do like this, it does it for me, okay? But merge and center the basic plan, standard plan, okay, which is $75 per annum, and the turbo plan, which is $125 per annum. So I'm going to make all of this to be on this side. So that's the second service, okay? Then the third one, let me make this a little bit bigger, maybe a bit. Annual hosting 11, oh, this is 12, this is 11, okay? So, okay, so the third one is cloud backup, cloud backup, okay? I'm also going to do the same thing, make that one merge and center, do it like that. So I'm identifying my black part. How much is my cloud backup? The cloud backup also has subs. So I'm going to make this the way I did the other one, okay? And it says, cloud backup says For the first 30 gigabyte is $25. So basic storage of 30 gigabytes. That one is $25. I will also merge and center that so that it's completely covering that. And then extra costs per gigabytes, okay, 0.5. Okay, I'll also merge and center that and put it like that. Now all of these figures are in dollars, so I'm going to select them. If I press the first one, because they are not all, there are spaces in between, okay, I will do like this and select them. You know, I just press down the shift, the command, well, I'm using my, and then I'll come here and I'll select currency. Once I select currency, it puts it there as dollars. This thing you see here, to increase indents, will increase the number of decimal places, or I mean increase decimal places, and this one will decrease decimal places. So that if I want to do it like this, but I'm not reducing the decimal place because of the 0.5 that's there, I want the exact. It's always good to leave 2 places after decimal, okay? That's that one. So the next service we now have is after cloud hosting, you have corporate training, okay? Corporate training. So corporate training, and that one is also a full service, so I'll let it also take up that, okay? And that one is a flat fee of 500,000 Naira per annum, but this is not in dollars, so I will change the currency and just use this as, okay, let me just say more number formats. If I want to use Naira in the currency, I can come here and come and look for Naira sign, okay? Come and look for Naira, and this is Naira. This is Naira. If you don't want to use it, just remove it from being a currency, okay? And just use ordinary comma, okay? Use ordinary comma. You don't want to make it in dollars, or you don't want to put a Naira sign there. So that's corporate training. And the last one is, okay, that corporate training also has some additional. It says if number of staff exceeds 5, you should give 5% discounts. Exceeds 5. Okay, I'll just call it like this. 5% discounts. Oh, corporate training is, so sorry, 25,000 Naira per, not 50,000, 500,000. My eyes are 5% discounts if staff number exceeds 5. Exceeds 5. Okay, that's that one there. So I will make sure all of these are also in one cell by merging that. For me, I like to, since that one is an addendum, so to say, I'll put that in italics after corporate training. Okay, then support consultancy, IT support, and consultancy. Okay, that one too. I'll also make it like that and give it 500, 1, 2, 3, 500,000, and it's not in dollars. Okay, so I'm doing like that. So these are my service costs. Okay, these are my service costs. This service and income table spreadsheet, I'll format it later, but for now I will leave it like so. Let me reduce a bit so that I can see where we're going. There's no need to have this extra column there, so I'm going to just delete this extra column so that everything can start from the edge. Okay, so that's where. Now, when I'm working, I'm going to be scrolling up, and I don't want my spreadsheet to be going up so that I'll be coming down to see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this table from where this cursor is so that if I scroll up, this top part will always be visible, okay? But before I do that, let me just come here now and look at how I'm going to do my column. So for my column, I'm supposed to have serial number, okay? Serial number, and then company name. Remember it says 15 company. Company name, okay? It says 15 companies. So this serial number is a bit too large. I don't want it too large. So I'm going to insert. I select from the very top, right click, insert an empty column, okay? Then I reduce it. Then I'll put my serial number, drag it and put it there, okay? That's my serial number. I can extend all this one to cover what I have there and simply merge it together like that, okay? I can do that. Let me just quickly do that. Merge all of that together so that they are all starting from that side. Basic plan, then cloud backup is also starting from there. Merge in center, from there. I could use a formatting tool, but formatting brush, but I'm not trying to confuse you guys here. First of all, is to get you to understand what is being done. Okay. Okay. So that's that. So serial number training. My timer says I have used 11 minutes already. I want to show you this is something you can do under 30 minutes. Like I said, because I'm explaining to you, it might take me 45 minutes to almost an hour. So take your time. This is a learning curve. Okay, so serial number. Then this company name, I can actually move it to where the company name is. And I can expand, this a little bit to be able to take the company name. So 15 companies. So I'm going to type 1, 2. Okay? You can just select 1, 2 like that. Put your cursor. You see it's a cross that has a space. But if you put the cursor and it changes to that black cross, you can drag it down all the way until you come to 15. And that's it, 1 to 15. Okay, that's one easy way of writing multiple instead of you typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, another neat way of doing that I sometimes like doing is easier too. It's equal to 1 plus 1, which means you are telling it that take whatever is in this cell address, add 1 to it. You notice it gives me 2. I can copy that one now and say copy. Okay, and I paste it down and I click paste. You see what it did? It gave me that 1 to 16 again. Okay, 1 to 15. So that's optional. Something like what you want to do. So after company name, I need to start writing the services. So the first service here is domain name registration, DNR. But it's in dollars, right? So I'm going to write the amount in dollar. Okay, and then I'm going to write the amount again in Naira, because we're not going to be using the Naira value. But if you don't want to waste your time doing that, okay, you may just not bother. Okay, so let's just say you are going to go straight in this case, and you are going to just use, let me just allow you. For me, if I want to be detailed, I'll write the value in dollar and I'll write the value in Naira. Okay, but let me just go ahead and put the value in Naira. Okay, so I put the value in Naira. Okay, I put the value in Naira. Okay, then the next one, the name registration value in Naira. For you to be sure it's Naira, let me just do this like this. Okay, then you have web hosting. Hosting plan. Okay, hosting plan. Now I want to, let me put the value also in Naira. Okay, now it's up to you to put the value in Naira or in dollars, whichever one you want to do. I'm currently putting it in Naira. All right, let me expand this a little bit. I can expand this one to a little bit. I can as well reduce this to size 10 so that it's not too wide. Okay, then you have cloud backup. Cloud backup. Now, that cloud backup has certain twists. It says the first 30 gigabyte is $25, and then the second 30 gigabytes, one extra gigabyte after it is 0.2. So you need to do two things here. This cloud backup will need to have cloud backup usage. That is, if the person is using 60 gigabyte, 40 gigabyte, I'm going to wrap this so that it doesn't spill into the next cell. And because I don't want to extend this, it's going to just take numbers like 60, 70, 80. This is too wide to take 60, 70, 80. This one is okay because it may be 50,000, 20,000. So it's okay. So what I will do here is I will reduce this a little bit because it's just going to be a small. And then I will wrap text so that the thing looks like that, okay? Then I can select the entire column and put it to be in the middle and centered. So it's going to look like that. cloud backup usage, okay? Then here is basic storage, and then extra storage. I hope this makes sense to you. Now, the basic storage and the extra storage, remember that let me reduce this a little bit. I said, let's take both of them together and reduce so they will have the same size, okay? Then I'll wrap text so that they can look like that. They are going to be numbers, so they don't need to be three of them. I'm selecting the three of them together and reducing the column gives them the same space instead of me doing it one by one, okay? So, I hope this makes sense. See, the cloud backup and the base is the total usage. Then this is the basic storage, and then this is the extra storage. What this also tells me is that I need to insert one column inside here, okay? I'm inserting a column so that I can move these three a little bit down. So I can now write on the top here and say host cloud backup. Cloud backup. That is the service. So I will use it and select all three of that and merge. So that is for cloud backup. In fact, let me begin to use different colors to identify them. So this is the first one, domain name registration. Okay. This is the second one, cloud backup. This is the third one, third service. So I can merge all of this as well so that they are all in one place, so to say, in the same plane. Okay. This one here, I merge it. This one here also, I can merge it. So if this is the first service and I'm using, let's say I'm using this to identify the first service. Hosting plan, just to, identify. So cloud backup, this I will use, let's say I'm using this, cloud backup, okay? Of course, if I put my Excel sheet there, so that separates it into what it is, okay? So the next one we now have means I have to merge these two cells. And the next one I now have is, which one now? After cloud backup, I have corporate training. So I'll call this corporate training. That one I can expand a bit because the amount on it may be much. Oh, okay. Corporate training will also be divided into two because we are going to have number of trainees as well as the amount. So I will first of all unmerge this one. I will unmerge this one. So that's corporate training. It will be two cells, and over here will be number trained, and this is a training costs. Training costs. I'm hoping this is making some sense. Number trained is going to be small, obviously. It's going to be a small number because it's going to be number. I'll wrap it so that it will look like that and make it center. And then this is a training cost that will have some value. So this, all of this together is corporate training. So I'll use corporate training and probably use this for corporate training. That's for 1, 2, 3, 4 services. Now the fifth service is support and consultancy, and that one is just a single thing. So I'm just going to write IT support and consultancy. Okay, so I will wrap it to make sure it stays in the same place. Expand it a little bit. And this here one will be total gross income because it's gross. Okay, we have not deducted anything from it. So this is total gross income. Let me expand it a little bit. And of course, this is in Naira. Okay, now this basic storage is something else must come here as well, because the basic storage will give you the size, okay, and the extra. You now need to calculate the total storage. Okay, this is the total storage. Okay, you need to calculate the cost of this basic and the extra. Add it together to get what the cost of the total is. Remember, it's also in dollars, which means that I need to insert at least 3 more columns into this place. So I'm going to just come here and insert 3 columns. This is how you often will be doing Excel. So I've inserted 3 columns. So I will let all of this merge them together so that it's all total, total storage. So this one is going to be total storage in gigabytes. Extra storage in gigabytes. Okay. I know this basic storage is going to be 30 and the extra storage is what it gets. Okay. So if the usage backup is 70, it means the basic storage here will be 30 and the extra will be 40. So here we're going to say basic storage costs, and it's going to be in Naira. Okay, basic storage, extra storage costs. Extra storage costs. It's also going to be in Naira. It's going to be Naira. Total storage costs in Naira. Okay, I hope this makes sense. See, cloud storage, the person is going to use maybe using 100 gigabytes. Basic storage is going to be 30. Extra is going to be 70. You're going to deduct 70 from 30. Remember, the basic storage, as you can see here, basic storage here is 30 gigabytes. So everybody's going to have that basic storage. But the first thing is for you to know what is their total class storage. So far, it's shaping up. You can see that we have not done anything apart from just understanding the question and arranging it well. So I'm just going to color this one. So I'm using colors there. I'm just going to use a similar, color for all these ones. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's too dark. Too dark. All right. So this is that. So I'm going to enable grid lines to show in all of them. So this is what we're doing so far. Support and consultancy. Let me use this for support and consultancy. This one for support and consultancy. And gross income. Now we can make gross income to be kind of blue. Okay, that's gross income. All right. So this is where we are. I'm going to make all of this bold. I'm going to make all of them bold. Okay. Okay, so this is what we are. So now let's start putting in our formulas, okay? We start putting our formulas. Once you put the formula in the first line, you just copy it across everywhere and you are good. So for this first one, what would be the cost of the domain name registration? It's $19. That's the same for everybody, isn't it? So I'll say it's equal to $19, Abi. Oh, times, what is the exchange rate? I didn't write that one down, but it's okay. Exchange rate is 790. Okay, you either write it down, which is good actually, or just know it, but maybe I should just write it down. I forgot to write that one down. So let me just come here, insert an extra line, and simply say exchange rates. And this one does not need to be, just be exchange rates. So exchange rates. It's right in there, but it's currently white, so that's why I'm seeing. So let me make it black. Okay, that's exchange rate. Exchange rate is 790. That's what it says, 790. Good. So exchange rate here will be, because you need it, this cost is going to be this dollar times 790. Now, here is a problem. If you click enter, it will give you the answer. So I'll click on this and click comma to let it show in terms of, decimal and this. I just click this comma format in here. That's all you need to do to give. So this is 15,010. And that's the cost for everyone. Now, if I do like this, you notice it's giving me wrong answer. If I click here now, it shows me it's multiplying 19 times 790. Okay, 19 times 790. By the time you come to the next line, if you click on it, the thing has also shifted down one bit. It's now doing this line empty times this empty line because you shifted down. And that's why this one also is giving me value because it has shifted down as well. You are multiplying a number with a text. Anytime you not multiply a number with text, or you do calculation involving two different types of data. One is number, which can be used calculation. The other one is text, which cannot be used calculation. It will give you a value error. That's why that was giving us error. So how do we prevent that from happening? Okay? How do you prevent that from happening? For me, instead of me using that, I will just use absolute cell references. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that I will just say is equal to 19, which is that one, times 790. Because 790 is 790 throughout. You can use any one of them. You can either make it 790 times 90 or 90. So I want to make sure it's so constantly multiplying, okay, D4 by 790 for everyone. So I'll call this, I'll put dollar in front of the D and put dollar in front of the 4. It simply means you are going to take this 19. Even if I copy everything down, you will still take only that one. Even if I move down one shift, one set, you will not take the next value at the bottom. It's still this one you will use. I'm making that cell absolute. It's an absolute cell address. It can only use what is in that cell. So take whatever is in that cell and multiply it by 790. Because I'm typing in 790, it cannot come down and take anything. If I've used an address, if I go and click and type D14 now, it will multiply 19 times D15, 19 times D16. It will keep coming down like that and you get error. So I'm going to do that. Then I'll copy this and I copy it down. I copy it down, copy it down. When I copy down here, see, it gave me exactly the same thing because everywhere you just keep seeing 19 times. See, look at the top here. 19 times 790. 19 times 790. See, nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. When you look at this place here, if you look at this place here, no matter what I do, it's going to be the same thing, 19 times 790, because this is fixed. They say the domain name registrar is fixed, okay? So let's look at the hosting plan. In this hosting plan, there are two things you can do. Two things you can do. And I'll show you one way you can do this. There are two ways to do it. One way is for you to have, and to show you the second, I'll show you two ways. That will extend this a little bit. You have to use an if statement because there are multiple plans, isn't it? So here's what we do. You say is equal to, open bracket, if, okay, sorry, before doing that, they need to select what kind of plan they're using, sorry. So I'll insert another column here, okay, hosting plan. We'll also have to open this a bit and join these two together, merge and center, hosting plan. This one will be type of plan, and this one will be costs in Naira. Okay, cost in Naira. Okay, all right, cost in Naira. So let's center this. So this is hosting plan and the cost in Naira. So what type of plan is it? So they will type in a plan here and the cost will appear here. This is where you use an equal to sign. There are two ways to do this opening type of plan. Let me just quickly teach you. Okay, very easy way. All right, I'm going to bring this one back and kind of merge this together so that this will be where it's supposed to be. Two ways. You put your cursor where something's supposed to be. And then you come and look under data. Select data. When you select data, you come and look for this thing that looks like this. It's called data validation. You can see it. Data validation. When you click on data validation, it gives you a drop down. It gives you kind of a pop-up menu, I mean. So what do you want to validate? Just follow my example. You can come here. Select lists. Later on, I suppose you'll learn what this is. There are multiple ways you can use this thing. So you click lists, click lists. Then come here, where is the source of my list? Normally, if you have typed them somewhere, you can select the source, a range, but I don't want to bug you with that now. Later on, we'll go look to that, okay? So here's what you do. I will write basic plan. That's the first one, comma. The second one is standard plan. And the third one is turbo plan. That's all. Separate each one by a comma. Don't put space, okay? Just put basic plan, comma, standard plan, comma, turbo plan, comma. That's all you need to do, and click OK. What you've done here is you can see you've created a drop down. So if I come here now, you can see basic, standard, turbo. That's it. See? You can select which one you want now. You can select which one you want. See? If I type something that is not supposed to be there, or maybe, for example, I come here and I put something like this. It will bring up an error. The value does not match the data validation restrictions. Okay, that's what we give you. But if you want to specify what kind of error message to give, come back to that data validation and come to error alert. Under error alert, say invalid entry. Please select from available plan, and I click OK. So if I come here now and I type something like this, see what it says: invalid entry. Please select from available plan. You understand? All right. So I can come here and select what I want, like this. So since I've done it on that one, I can copy that cell. So you remember I have to copy down. You can do Control C and then select. You can do Control C, then select all the one you want to do and press Control V and paste, and it's done. Okay, you can see it's done. Or you just put your cursor at the end of the into this black cross, and then you just drag it down, and that's it. So it's there. You've copied all of that down. Now, see, everywhere you are, you can always come here and select so and so, and that's it. Now, what is the cost? So here's where the cost becomes interesting. This is where you use an if statement, okay? I'm going to write out the if statement for you to see. So let me create a large place for you to put it. This is me. This is not where I put it. That if statement is going to be in this place. But I want you to understand what if statement is. And normally when you're writing if statement, you say if, then this condition, the first condition. If condition is true, okay? What shall I do? Do this, okay? That's it. If not, do this. This is the normal way you do graphic condition. You say if this condition is true, then you do this. If it is not, then do this. Let me give you an example, okay? For example, I say if I open brackets, A is equal to 2, comma, which means do. If I want to type something, I will say correct. Okay? Correct. And then I'll put comma again, which means if not, type wrong. Sorry. I use these double quotes anytime you are typing a text or letters inside a formula. You must, use double quotes, open and close quotes, to let the computer know that this is a text that's supposed to display the way it is. So this is how you do if statements, okay? And then, of course, you close your bracket. This one is saying now, if A is equal to 2, correct. If not, wrong, okay? Let me show you that before. Let me show you, okay? Let me just say correct. I'm saying, let me say something here. So if I say is equal to, let me do this here, is equal to, if this cell, okay, is equal to 2, that's in I typed before. I'll put open comma, and then I'll type correct. And then comma, if it's not true, then type wrong. Close bracket. Okay? Now, let me tell you what I have written. See the formula. See the formula up here. Okay? If I9 is equal to 2, you should type correct. If it is not, you should type wrong. It's typing wrong because this is I9. Okay, this is I9. And there's nothing there. It's 0 that is there. So I'm just going to type wrong. If I put 1, it's still going to be wrong. If I put 2, it's going to change to correct. Okay? If I put 4, it's going to say wrong. If I put 7, it's going to say wrong. If I put 2, it's going to say correct. I can change this formula to say, this formula over here, look at my formula bar right here. Let me enlarge this a bit so that I can see my formula bar. Oh, is my screen I'm enlarging. Okay. See, if I come here and I say if I9 is greater than or equals to, let me say if I9 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, I've tried everything. If I9 is less than or equal to 10, that is, if, you see the hint is giving you, what's the logical test? So I want you to test if whatever is in cell I9 is less than or is equal to 10. Then comma, which means if it is correct, type this. That is value if it is true. If it is not true, comma, then this is what you should do, value if false. So let me press enter. So here now, you remember I say it is less than or equals to 10. So right now, what if I write 12? Oh, sorry. What if I put 12? It will show wrong. What if I put 8? It will show correct. What if I put 6? It will show correct. If I put 20, it will show wrong. Okay? That's how you use if statement. All right? So now, let's come here and come and write the if statement for this type of plan. We have 3 plans. Remember, you must know exactly how you've written the plan. Basic plan, standard plan, turbo plan. If it's only one space in between basic and plan, make sure it's one space. Standard plan, only one space. Turbo plan, make sure it's only one space. Don't see, this is not the same thing. Basic plan. These are not the same thing. These two are not the same thing. The computer will not accept it, okay? Okay, so let's come and put this cost now. So we now say is equal to open bracket. If, that's the if, okay? If, open bracket, whatever plan, say I'm clicking on it because that's what I want to do. If whatever is cell D8 is equal to, and then I will open brackets, basic plan, okay? What should you do? You should put $45. I can either type in the $45 or I come and click, okay? I can come and click. I can click. But because I don't want that 45 to change, all right? I will make sure I make it absolute. If that is confusing you, just write 45, so that it doesn't confuse you, okay? But if you know what you are doing, you'll be able to make it absolute by putting $C, $D, $6. If you don't put the $C, something, it will pick 45. When you copy it downwards, it will now pick 75, 125, blank, 25, 0, like that. So just say 45. So this is the value if it is true. If it is not true, what should you do? Open bracket again. What should you do? You should check again. If, the same D18 is equal to standard plan. And if it is correct, you should do what? Put 75. But what if it is not true? You should check again. If the same D18 is equal to turbo plan, then what should you do? You should put 125. But if it is not correct, you should put no plan. If I put no plan there, that means you write no plan. If I don't put anything there, it will put not. So I'm just saying no plan. Then I'll close bracket. How many brackets have I opened? Let's look at it again. It says, let's look at it again. It says if D18, which is the type of plan, is equal to basic plan. Remember, you have to use double quote because you want to leave it there as exactly it is. If it's basic plan, put 45 in this place, cost. But if it's not 45, what should you do again? Check whether what is written there is standard plan. And if it is standard plan, put 75. But if it is not 75, check again if it is turbo plan and then put one. But if it's not, write no plan. So you have how many brackets? One bracket, this black one. Excel makes it easy for you to know how many brackets you have open. Black, red, and this whatever purple color it is. So you have to put 3 brackets too to close it. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then press enter. Now it shows you no plan because you have not selected anything. That's how you know your formula is correct. So far we have spent 39 minutes, okay? It's because I'm explaining. So you can come here and select basic plan. You notice what he did? He put 45 for you. Select standard plan. What did he do? He put 75. Select turbo plan. What did he do? He puts 125, okay? So we want this cell address to show currency. So, to show currency, but that's not really what we want. I don't want it to show currency. It's showing this currency in Naira. We show cost here in Naira, but this cost here is in dollars. So what we want is to actually multiply this dollar by Naira, isn't it? Which means our formula is not finished. So I will just come here and take everything here and multiply it by 790, okay, to get the right answer, which will have been easy to do. And let me show you how I will do that one. I will just come here and just say all of that times 790. If I do that times 790, you can see. And the value will keep changing. If I come and put standard plan, see the value is changing. If I put turbo plan, the value is changing, okay? Okay? And I can make this one to be like this. So the value keeps changing, you know, basic plan. Let's see whether it's correct. This is how you check. So it's equal to basic plan is supposed to be 45 times 790. What is giving you? 35,550. You can see it's correct. If it is not that one, if it's 75, what should it give you? 59,250. Okay, let's come here and select standard plan. 59,250. Okay, that's one way of doing that. Okay, another way of doing that is if you don't want to do it like that, you can just create another column for Naira. So this cost will be in dollar, and then come here and create another cost for Naira, and then you now simply multiply whatever you have here by 790 to get the dollar. So we have done it already. Again, let's look at that formula again. Let's look at that formula again. See the formula. Okay, I will write that formula up there for you and keep it there for you to see. Let me put it up here for you to see. Let me put it here for you to see. Let me put it there for you to see so that you know. This is the formula. Okay, times 790. If you don't want to put 790 there, you want to come and be picking it from here, then you will write the address of this cell, which is D14, right? And what you are going to do is to not just write D14, you have to make sure it's only multiplying with 790. You have to call it $D $14. You can try it and see that you still get the same answer. But if you don't put $D $14 there, it will multiply with 790, multiply with 0, multiply with hosting plan, multiply with down like that, and you get wrong answer. But since it's the same number, you can as well just come there and just put is equal to 790. And that's it. So that is the formula for, okay, Naira calculation formula. I'm putting that there just for you to kind of be able to look at it and, you know, kind of follow up. Oops. So let me make this merge so that you can see exactly what is there. Okay. I'm just putting that on there. The same thing you do for this lower one, oh. The same thing. See, what will happen if I copy this formula down? Copy this formula down. Okay? Now, it's showing me value because there's nothing there. But let me come here, for example, and select basic plan. Now, notice the plan is changing. Let me come here and select turbo plan. The plan is changing because value is showing that you are multiplying 0 with, you know, things that don't exist. That's why it's giving you, anytime you multiply 0 or text with the number, it gives you this value. So if I do this as well, you see it keeps changing. See, it keeps changing. You understand? Keep changing. So for now, I'm just going to remove that one, leave down there as value. Right. So let's come to the cloud backup. We've spent how many minutes now? 43 minutes. Wow. Okay, so cloud backup usage. This is the total usage. Obviously, basic storage is going to be 30, isn't it? It's going to be 30. Right. So just type 30 there. That one doesn't change. So copy it down. That's the basic storage. It doesn't matter what the person is using. Their basic minimum storage is 30, right? Okay. This number here is also going to be figure. So I'm going to actually calculate, click this and select this one twice. For example, if I put 60, I don't want to show me as 60.00, okay? But maybe I should, yeah? And let it show 60.00 because you may have 60.55. You know, you may have 60 point something gigabyte, 72 point something gigabyte or whatever. But probably maybe, it depends on you, sir. But let's say we're following this and just leave it at 60. So that if you have for something like 120, you just write 120 gigabyte, okay? But somebody may be using 64.5 gigabytes, okay? That's why I was saying, let's leave it as 2 places after decimal. All right, let's expand this a little bit. All right. So this is 30, this 20. So how do you arrive at the extra storage? It's supposed to be this 120 minus 30. Unfortunately, if you go and leave this like this, what if you have 18 here, which is not to 30, and you have copied that formula down? Okay? You copy the formula down. You know what's going to give you? It's giving you minus 12. And there's no way you can bill somebody for minus 12. Because if you don't do that one, it'll be giving billing some people 0.5 times 12 gigabytes and deducting it from the amount, because they are using less than 20. So that's not how you're going to do it. This is where I said innovation comes in, your ability to actually think. And when you are testing your Excel, that's what you do. So here, I will have to put in another formula again. So I'm going to just say is equal to, if what you have inside here, okay? If what you have inside here is less than or equal to 30, okay? If it's less than or equal to 30, extra gigabyte is 0, obviously. Because if you have less than 30, you can't have any extra gigabyte. So you should just type 0. But if it is more than that, if it's more than 0, more than 30 or not equal to, that's what it means. You understand? If F18 is less than or equal to 30, just type 0. If not, you should do what is here, minus 30. I can just type this 30 here. Okay? And close brackets. And I press enter. So I still get 90. Now if I copy this formula here, see what it gives me. It gives me 0. Because there's no extra anything here. Okay? No extra anything here. So I'll just copy this formula down. So what it means is, let me test it. If I have somebody here who's doing under 18, you only bill the person for 30 gigabytes. If the thing here is about maybe 45, maybe 50 now, 50 gigabytes. Oh, the person is going to be billed for extra 20 gigabytes, okay? If the person here is having 60, it's going to be billed for extra 30, okay? That's what it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove this double decimal so that we're assuming everything is going to be in, there's not going to be fractions of a gigabyte. So I'll do the same for this as well so that we know it's like that. So what will be the cost in Naira? Remember? So the cost in Naira is going to be whatever is this basic storage, which is going to be 30 times 25, right? That's the cost in Naira, 30 times 25. But because it's only 25, I want to make sure it doesn't change more than 25. So it only uses that cell. So I will use $D, $10. That's called absolute cell reference. So it will always multiply with that 25. So let me copy it down. Let me copy it down and show you. Okay, so it's giving me 750 because it's 30. So everybody's going to be paying exactly the same amount for the basic, this thing. All right? In terms of dollars. Oh, sorry. This is a mistake I'm making. It just occurred to me. It didn't say that 30 gigabytes, $25 per one storage. It's actually saying 30 gigabytes. You understand? So right here, actually, you're just going to be writing, this is just going to be $25. It's just going to be $25. $25. That's it. Okay? It's $25. The basic average cost is $25. So you now find it in Naira. It's going to be $25. Okay? $25 times this 790, which is the cost in Naira. And to make sure it's always multiplying with the Naira value, I'm going to make it $D, $14 so that it doesn't change. Okay? So let's move this. So if I sorry, this is Naira, it's not in dollars. So that's that. So I just copy it down. Okay. So this is it. Basic 19,750. So which is $25, which is this $25 here, times the 790, and that's it. Okay. You could still do it this way and still get the same thing. You could do this $25 and click on it and call it $D, $10 to make sure it's only that one is using, times, I'll just come here and say 790, or I just leave it like that as well. And I do like this. See, it didn't change. See, it didn't change. It's still the same thing, $D, which means this two cell is what it must use to multiply everything around. So it doesn't make any difference. Whatever it is that I put there. That's how you do that. So what is the extra cost? So the extra cost is now going to be this $0.5, okay? And I want to make sure it's the only one is using. So I write $D, $11. Only that place. That's why I'm putting $, there. 0.5 times whatever is extra here, which is this. Because it's per It's per gigabyte. Okay? So $0.5 is the cost for 1 gigabyte. So for 90 gigabyte extra, what will it be? That is in dollars. We now need to multiply it by the exchange rate. I can either type 790 or click the cell and put $D $14. It will give me the answer in Naira. You can see 35,550. If I don't want to use the $14, I just type 790, what the exchange rate is. You still give me the same thing. And all because I have selected dollar, it will always multiply this extra with the unit price. Let me show you if I copy it down. For example, if I copy it here. If I click here, see what it's doing. 20 times 0.5, okay? If I come to the next line again, what's it showing? 30 times 0.5. That is the reason why you have $D $11 there when you are referring to a particular cell and don't want to change. So I can copy the rest of it down. Copy the rest of it down. Okay, I've copied it down. Then what is the total storage cost now? We know what total storage cost will be, isn't it? That was very simple. It's just going to be this unit's basic cost times the extra storage is equal to that. That's what I just did there. See, this one times this one. That's it. Okay, I'm going to reduce the space a bit. Space a bit. Okay, and then I just copy it down. Just copy it down. Just copy it down. Copy it down. And that's it. All right. So, how many number of people are trained? Okay. Now, training cost is the total number of people times the unit, and the unit training cost is 25,000. But there's a discount. If it is not, it is more than 5. You should put a discount. How do you put discount? If you want to put discounts, the way to I'm writing it here so that I put an apostrophe. Because if I don't put apostrophe and I put equal to, it will assume I want to do calculation. So I use the apostrophe to let it know that I just display what I'm typing. So if you want to do that, let me make it a large cell so that we can make it so that I can see what I want to type in there. So it's going to be is equal to, okay, I would say 25,000, which is this D12, and I'm going to be using dollar because it's $D $12. If you don't want to use $D $12, just type 25,000. The reason I like using $D is that if this 25,000 later on, if the company says that their training is no more 25,000, it's now 50,000 naira, you don't need to come and start changing anything inside this spreadsheet. Inside this spreadsheet, you can use the same data, just change the name and delete all the other values, clear all the other values that people enter, and just come here and change the amount, and everything changes in your calculation. That's why it's important to always use cell address instead of. So using $D $12 to refer to this place is simply saying it is the only rate you want me to use. So it's equal to the rate times the number that is trained. The number trained is going to be in this place, right? Which is going to be L18. So times L18. And it will be changing, you know. The number trained for the next one will be different. So I will not put dollar there because I don't want it to be only using this place. I want it to shift down when I shift down to use L19, L20, L30, L40, but multiplying everything by this 25,000. So that's L60. That is normally going to be the training cost. But what if the number is more than 5? You have to give a discount. So here's how you do discount. For example, 10% discount simply means 10% discount simply means 10 divided by 100 times whatever the number is. For example, 10% is like a tithe, right? So if you're earning 100,000, let me write 50,000 now. Let's say you have 50,000 written down. What is the 10% of this one? It's going to be 10. You can come here and actually type percent, okay? Times 50,000. Click on it or type it. What does it give you? See? 5,000. You understand? If you don't want to type it like that, you can say it's equal to 10 over 100 times 50,000. It will give you that. See, now let's show the benefit of, instead of typing 50,000, okay, to be able to use the cell address as I do here. See, over here, if I change this to 36,000, you notice this one changes. This one does not change because we type 5,000. because we typed 50,000 there. If we had not typed 50,000, if we had used the cell address, that one too will have changed. You can see it will change too now. So if I call 120,000 here, 1.2 million here, both of them will keep changing for me. The reason you see those dots is because the text is too, exactly. So you see, they keep changing, all right? So that's how you do percentage, all right? So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to put a formula. We're going to put a formula for that thing. And the formula is going to be is equal to if, open bracket, the number trained, which is this DL18, Abi, if number trained L18 is less than or equal to 5, what should you do? You should multiply this place, which is $D, $12, or just say 25,000 if you like. But I like to use the, you use $D, $12, times L18, which is the number, okay? That's what you should do if it is true. What you are saying here is if what is here in L18, number train, is less than or equal to 5. And the reason I'm using number L18 is because you could change the number train to 10, 20, 30, 40. That's why I'm not typing a particular number. So if it's less than or equal to 5, it should just do $D, $12, which is 25,000, this 25,000, times whatever that number is. But if it is not, then what it should do, that means obviously if it's not, it means it's greater than 5. Because if it's not less than or equal to, then it must be greater than 5. Then what it should do is that it should do our open bracket so that it will do those things together as one, okay? It should do 25,000. It should do 25,000. If you like to put 25,000, but I would like to use the actual cell address. So I will use $D, where the 25,000 is, $12, okay? Minus 5% discount, isn't it? And how do you put 5% discount? 5% discount. I'm going to 5% times $D, $12. So what I've said here on two brackets, because this is one bracket, okay, that closes this one, and this bracket closes this one. And then this outer bracket here, I'll put it here as a closed bracket. So there are 3 open brackets. 1, 2, 3 open brackets. So first open bracket, second open bracket, third open bracket. So I have to use 3 open brackets. So that's what I've just asked you to do now. Okay? And all of this is in Naira. So we don't need to worry about this thing. So I'm going to copy this formula, for example, now, and I'm going to come and put it in the training costs. Okay? And just it's equal to that, and I press enter. If you're saying, where's the typo? Where's the typo? Oh, okay. L18. Oh. Okay. If, double equal to. You can see the formula, the error there. There's a double equal to there. All right. All right. Press enter. So you notice it's writing 0. I'm going to click comma sign so that it's in formal. So let's say we put 5 here. You see, if I put 1 core, it's 25,000. If I put 2, it's 50,000. If I put 10 core, if it's 25,000 is multiplying it by, it should be 250,000 it will put, okay? But I put 10. And so what you gave me? 23,750. Something is missing here. It should be 7,500. Okay, so let's look at that. For example, 1 is 25,000, right? Oh, because it's 1. No, let me see. 3 should be 25,000, correct. 5, 125,000. 10 should give us 237,000. Oh, I understand what happened. Okay, so you see, we deducted it, but we didn't multiply it by the number, by the quantity. Okay, so if L18 is less than, you should do this times this, and then what of if it is this one? Okay, so it should be all of this. It should be all of, before we close that bracket. So it should be all of that times L18. Okay, then close the brackets. Okay. Times L18. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me just check again here what I've done. But it's just our final formula here. That's why you have to be very careful when you're putting your formula here. It's a little bit, I know. So if the number is less than 5, multiply unit price by this. But if it is not, then you should take the amounts. Oh, amount minus 5%. Amount minus 5% times the number L18. Okay. Times L18. Okay, and that's it. I'll write the number here so that I'll leave it there so that I can see it and study it. Just like I left that one up there. So I left that one up there. I'll leave this one here for you to study it. It may look like this is complex. It's not. It's not. So what I'm saying, if that, remember, maybe I just write it in words so that if number, so that you get it. If number is less than or equal to 5, then costs, unit costs times number, so that will be easy for you to understand, times number. Okay. If not, that's what this comma stands for. If not, then take the unit costs, deduct 5% of the unit costs. Unit costs. 5% means 5% times unit cost. Okay, and then multiply it by the number. That's it. That's just the if statement I put there. So if I have 1 here, you give me 25,000. If I have 5, you give me 25,000. But if I have more than 5, like 6, you give me a discount. Ordinarily, 6 should have been 3,300 and 150. 25,000 times 6 should have given me 150,000. But because I've removed discount, that's why I'm giving you that. So I'm just going to take this formula as well and copy the formula down. All right, copy the formula down. Then over here, I take consultancy, it's just 500,000. So I'm just going to write 500,000. 500,000. Make it comma, and then copy that one to down. Copy it down. Okay. Now, this is our distance. So, what is the gross income? The gross income, you just add all the Naira values together, isn't it? So start from here. Naira value plus cost in Naira, okay, plus this is total cost of storage in Naira. Don't make the mistake. Plus cost of training, plus cost of consultancy, and hit enter key. Okay, hit enter key. Copy the formula down. The reason it's showing you value here is because right here there's no cost yet. Okay, but for example, let me come here and select the plan, basic plan. You notice it gives you value immediately. If I delete the basic plan, it still shows you value. So you have already formatted your spreadsheets. For somebody who works for companies and you work in the area of IT, this is what they will have you to do. So I'm going to make all of this like this. Okay, that's it. So if you want to know the overall total, I can write the overall total here. But what if I want to write my overall total up here? So I'm going to just come here. I'm going to come here and say overall total. Let's say I want to put my overall total here. Merge. Okay, I'll say is equal to sum starting from this place, full column, all the way to this place, and close bracket. I press enter. That is the overall total I want. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I can make it white and the background to be green so that we know that's what it is, right? And I'll put here total income. Just watch me what I'm doing. I'll put here total income for the year. Okay, total income for the year. I'll make it a little bit like this, and make this one like this, and put this one like that. So that's it. Okay, so this is the task. So to make me to now, I'll select all of this so that I know it stops there. I'll merge and center it so that I spread. Make this a little bit there like that, and I will use what I used before so that I have service and income table spreadsheet. This one here, I can remove it and say no bother. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is my table. This is my table. So let's fill this table and see whether this works. We're actually done. This is the job done. How long did it take us? We used 1 hour, 5 minutes. Now remember I was explaining and going back and going forth and blah, 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 okay? 1 hour, 5 minutes. That's what we used to do this. So let's see whether this actually works as supposed to work. So I come here, let me start writing, for example, Kenneth Incorporation. Okay? Type of plan, basic plan. See, that's already showing. Let me select type of plan here again, standard plan. Type of plan here, standard plan. Type of plan here, turbo plan. Even if I've not done all the rest of it, okay? Type of plan, standard plan. I can copy this type of plan down for everyone so that all this one have standard plan. And then this one here has turbo plan. And two of them have turbo plan. And this one has basic plan. And this one has basic plan. Okay. So what are the, whatever I use, this one used 25, this one used 68, this one used 120 again, this one is using 90, this one is using 35, this one is using 40, this one is using 20, this one is using 86, this one is using 56, this one is using 70, this one is using 15, this one is using 10. So notice it calculates for them. All those ones that are using under 20, it's giving them, they have 0 extra. All of them are paying the same basic. And those who have extra are having extra. And then you add all of it together. Okay? Then you look at the number train, 6. Let's say this one is 10, this one is 15, this one is 20, this one is 8, this one is 25, this one is 19 or 18, this one is 9, 20, 50, 20, 20, 17, 4, 3, 11, you know. So you see all of that fixed and see the total amount, income from the year, automatically appears on its own at the top there. And that's it. That's just the assignment. So if I don't want to be scrolling up and down like this, I can come here. Let me delete this extra row that's there, or just reduce it. Just reduce it a little bit. Okay, like that. I can just come right here, maybe from here, and come to this place that says view, and I look for free spains. Click this free span. You can see this top here. It means that the side first row and the top columns above where I put my cursor will be frozen. So from here, everything up here will be visible, and everything on this side will be visible. So if I click that as free span, then I can just do like this and be growing up and be checking. So this spreadsheet can be as long as necessary. It can be 100, 150, so and so. And I can keep scrolling down. It keeps my topic there. So right now, I can be moving to the side and I'll constantly see the serial number as well. So that is simply the job. So just fill in all these basic company. Let's put some company. We'll do Nigeria Limited. Yanla PLC. Total Ventures. Areke Connection. Areke Correct Connection. Uco Holdings. No, it should be Uco and Sons Nigeria Limited. Scalable Nigeria Enterprises. Debs Chinko Limited. Being Pamina PLC. Agunagum Nigeria Limited. Nigeria Limited. PLC. Ralph Bushbeard Incorporation. Okay. Now I'm dealing Oyinbo. Oyinbo Limited. And Rutherford Teaching. Bobby Tech Corporation. America PLC. Okay, and that's it. So you have the whole thing done. That's it. It looks like it's hard. See, we spent how long? Let me see. It says 1 hour 10 minutes because we are kind of explaining and blah blah blah. It's really a 20-25 minutes. And again, nothing we did apart from maybe this formula we put. Everything else are things you have done. And this if statement, once you know how to write one if statement, the rest of it is intuitive, okay? And that's how you actually learn. All right, thank you guys. I hope it's a bit clear. If it is not, well, let me reduce this and show you the whole spreadsheet again. If it's not all that clear, you can always get back to me. Okay, this is a spreadsheet that we were supposed to do. It took less than, again, because I was explaining, I'm talking 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay, 1 hour 5 minutes actually, but it could have been done under 20 minutes if I was just going and doing it straight. Even with me having to go back and expand, one way or the other. Thank you.